I'm happy to introduce Mr. Sudhakar Gande, who is a B.Tech from Usman University, did his M.Tech from IIT Delhi, and MBA from Delhi University. He was with American Express Bank and he was country head for India. Subsequently, he moved to finance and other things. And he served as a managing director of Global Trust Bank. And during his period, the bank got merged with Oriental Bank of Commerce. And he comes from a very wonderful family. And his father, Dr. G. Lakshminarana, was the first vice chancellor from our community during mid 80s. And now he is the CEO for Jupiter Capital, which is owned by Mr. Raju Chandrasekhara, Union Minister for IT and Technologies. We are very happy to see Mr. Sudhakar Gande in this particular summit for the last couple of hours. Now he is on the dais, and I welcome and I think his address will help all of us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Murthy Garu, for your wonderful introduction. Now I request Sri Sudhakar Gande Garu. He is a very well experienced nationally and internationally, and he is handling billions of dollars empires business. Before, and he was the MD for Global Trust Bank, to share his valuable suggestions and advices for us. Very knowledgeable.
Thank you very much, Gupta Garu. And I would like to thank all of you for giving me this opportunity to talk to all of you. The topic you asked me to talk about is how to build businesses globally. This is what I'm focusing on. Okay. Scaling up and building the business globally. I'm very fortunate to work with two businesses and companies which are truly global. For example, I worked with the American Express Bank almost about 12 years. I was among the youngest senior directors in the bank worldwide. I visited 44 countries. Thank you. I visited 44 countries out of 66 countries American Express Bank used to operate. But what they do is, particularly the large multinationals, they take a product, they will beat the product to death in terms of pricing, process, perfection, quality. Then they roll out. So when I go to American Express Bank branch anywhere in the world, the same blue logo, same chair, same getup, like you go to Pizza Hut. Anywhere in the world, Pizza Hut is almost same. Only they'll put little local menu like paneer pizza in India and something else somewhere else. So first important thing of building a global company and scaling up is you should perfect the process. You have to be the best or closest to the best. There is no two ways about it. You have to do that. Second is another company of Jupiter Capital invested where I'm very closely involved, company called Access Catalyst Technologies. We are into very high-end engineering design services, embedded electronics. So 10 years back, we were $1 million company with less than 1 crore of EBITDA. I'm very proud to say, in about 11 years now, we are a $100 million company, from 1 million to 100 million, and 1 crore EBITDA to 100 crores EBITDA. We done it, okay? But how did we do this? So I thought best is give a live example rather than giving theoretical things. First, we acquired a company called Access IT&T, which is in engineering services. They had a client called Caterpillar. So you have to learn, if you want to scale up, you want to build a global company, you have to work with one top best client in the world. And you have to figure out a way to satisfy him. There will be a lot of things because a company that built over hundreds of years. So there's so much of fat, so much of process, so much of bureaucracy. But still, whether with the American Express Bank wanted to buy an office or hire a guy or registered a tax consultant or a service provider, there's huge process. So coming back, in Access IT&T, what we had done is we had a client like Caterpillar. We were doing $4 million business when we acquired that company. In 5 years, we multiplied 5 times by doing only 2-3 things, not even too many things. One, we have shown to them that every job in US can be backed by 3 jobs in India. So first, smartly, what I have done when we acquired the company to 70 employees, 35 in US, 35 in India. So 35 New Years I had taken to 150. Just to prove them I am with you. Though my margins are only 6-7% EBITDA when you do put a guy in foreign country. But India, my margins could be on 20%. But once I established at 150, against that 150, we opened a center in Chennai, opened a center in Hyderabad, everywhere backed by almost 200 people. One thing great about this country is we have a lot of talent. And there's so many competent guys. They don't get opportunities. So we have built a company from 770 people to almost 750 people in about 5 years. We became globally #1 company among the 12 suppliers. Okay. Then we acquired a company called Cadis, which is into aerospace. Engineering is predominantly heavy engineering like Caterpillar, aerospace like Boeing, Bombardier and Airbus, and it's areas like automotive, for example, Volvo car, Mercedes, etc. Tools are common, the process are very common. So when we acquired this Cadis, is a company I acquired from N.S. Raghavan, who is the co-founder of Infosys. 10 years, they were still making a loss. I picked up the company, next 12 months we are profitable. In fact, he asked me, boss, how did you manage? I said, what all the base you have created, I've used it. Credit to you, not to me. Okay. And when we acquired Cadis, it was about $6 million company. And I'm proud to say in 5 years, we multiplied 5 times. So net, the point I want to tell you is, if you want to build a global company, if you want to scale up, there is no shortcuts. Pick up a best client, work with him. Once he satisfies his, I'm good, you're good, then go to the next client. Once I satisfied Airbus, I went to Bombardier. We cracked Bombardier, almost 2 years it took me. Now last year we cracked Boeing. Now I got more than 100 people working in Boeing alone. And some of my competition told me, how the hell you got into Boeing? I said, that's a secret. Anyway, net, what I'm saying is, please pick up a good company, a top clients, and work with him. How satisfied? Of course, they're very painful, they do a lot of things. But once they're satisfied, these large companies, and nobody has time. Nobody say, oh, Access Cadis. I used to struggle to meet a vice president in Caterpillar, to meet a vice president in Airbus. Today I'm proud to say, Airbus top 10, 9 people visited my office and met me in Bangalore. 9 of them, out of 10. It's a $60 billion company, one of the topmost companies in technology. So, 2 things. 1, pick up a client, satisfy him. Second, this country has a lot of talent. So don't worry about people. You'll get plenty of them. Wait little extra money initially to get the best 10. Prove them. Second 10 you can pay slightly lower, etc., etc. So client, the processes, and third important thing is you should also open to do acquisitions, because large companies are not built just like that. I'll give an example. Airbus called me to acquire a French company, which is very unusual. But they told me, can you do it? I said, yes. We acquired that company. That added $10 million business to me in less than maybe 1 year. So third point, please remember, you should be very open in your mind to acquire companies and able to scale it up. And if you want to build a global company across, you should be prepared to hire the best guys. For example, my German business run by German guy. My French business run by French guy. My European business, UK business guy, a British guy. So you should able to relate and hire those guys. But of course, we are smart. We always put a number 2, number 3 Indian guy, which is a perfect model. Okay? Because when you have to go to marketing, take the guy. Take the Gora, as we call. Like I just hired a guy who was a director in our board from ex-Boeing guy, in David Walker in US. He's a very brilliant guy. So wherever some strong business meetings, I tell my guys, please take this guy. Sorry. Take this guy to help you out. So you should, third point is, you should able to get local talent. In these countries where you want to grow, you should get the people from those countries. Because whether you like it or not, that is the truth. And local partnerships. Like today, I'm very proud to say, in Access Cadis, our company has 2 partnerships in French. So they have last meeting, they have told all the vendors, I see, look at Access Cadis. They are almost French because they are working with 2 of our companies. So you have to little bit get out of this think I have to do only this way. No. And last point is, when you want to build global companies, you should always look at opportunities, the area, get into big opportunity. Okay, don't get into small things. You should, for example, today, see data analytics, machine learning, deep technologies. Everybody talks about, half the guys don't even know what it is. But if today, one of you guys smart to say, I will hire 100 good engineers who will cost me, let's say, each guy cost me a lakh or 2 lakhs a month. That means they are willing to put 2-3 crores. And that means about 20-30 crores in a year. I'm sure you can crack it, but everybody wants you. Even when we are doing business with Airbus, first 1 year, I was losing money every month. Because my operating cost was $750,000, less than $1 million. So we were doing 150, 200, but I was just single point program. How do I hit 750? The moment I hit 750, I'm cash flow positive. It took me almost 14-15 months. Finally, we did it. Afterwards, it's a lot of cash flows into the system. So coming back to the last point, what I want to say is, as I said, India is a great country. Go to cities beyond cities. Get people. For example, we hired somebody from a place called Mangalore, which is not Bangalore, Mangalore. We hired a guy called Hassan, engineering college, very average, middle-level engineering college. Some of them are so brilliant. In one guy, I remember Hassan, who was working with Airbus, the super boss of technology, told me, boss, you do anything, but don't touch this guy. I want him here. He can't even speak fluent English. He speaks Kannada. But he's so good. So take advantage. Finally, at the end of the day, what is business? Any business, anywhere, is nothing but using resources. Somewhere you use product, somewhere cash, somewhere this. But whatever business you are doing and you want to build globally, never take your eyes off cash flow. Whatever you do. For example, here today, I'm sitting here, I have 2,500 employees in 12 countries in this company. If somebody's credit card is not paid, 3 days later, I'll get a message. I don't even know otherwise. So cash flow is absolutely essential. Even if you are making a loss, be sure you are making a loss for this long. It has to be eventually cash flow positive. Okay. With this, thank you very much. And anybody wants anything to ask me later, no problem. My numbers are with Mr. Murthy. Can you stand up, please? He's my representative in Hyderabad. So we'll be very happy to guide anybody who wants to look into new areas. And one piece of advice for all the youngsters is don't listen to anybody, your parents, uncle, aunt. No, just do what you want. Because I was at this year, I was very strange. I was invited to 3 convocations of chief guest. Vasavi College of Engineering, our own community, but something in Pune, Spicer University. Okay, so I told all of them only one thing: you are very young, you can make mistakes. So just do what you want. Don't go by your mother, father, aunt, uncle, neighbor, cousins. No, because all of them try to constrain with their own experience. Suppose I did not get IAS. I want my child to be IAS. Okay, you did not do something. You want him to be engineering. No. And I gave an example of one of the guys who I know very closely. Is Anil Agarwal, who is the owner of Vedanta. Anil Agarwal and me were close because I was doing his ADR issue, like raising money in European markets. Almost 1 month, every second day in some city. He's a vegetarian like me. I don't eat non-veg. So we used to look around, kaise khaye. Then he told me one thing. He said, Sudhakar, look, 17 business I failed. 18 business succeed. He never looked back. Today, the guy has built a $3 billion company. Net worth. And he said, but I said, boss, how did you have that kind of a heart? I boss, Hindustan is a big country. Hai. You will succeed. He felt 17. 18 business succeed, he never looked back. Okay? So be positive, don't listen to anybody. Just do, everything is open. Don't go by IIT or non-IIT, because I'm with IIT, I've gone there else. But if you look at global companies, 2 companies are run by IITians, Google and IBM. Okay? But Microsoft is run by non-IITian, a Mangalore fellow. And this Lotus Notes, that company which is Adobe Systems, is run by a guy from Usmania. So one day some guy got a call saying, but I want to meet you. Because he wanted to understand what's happening in technology. He was number 2. Then he became number 1. He's a good friend. Now he's running a $40 billion company. So he is not an IIT. So finally what I'm saying is, only one final thing I want to say is, success has no formula. If you say because I was speaking at IIM Bangalore, how to be a successful manager. So I called 2 students. I said, who's the smartest girl? I said, only boys should say. They took some name. And I said, who's the smartest boy? Only girls should say. I called both of them. I said, now write down. So how to be a successful manager? Somebody with hard work, teamwork, intelligence, smartness. They put 30, 40 parameters. Even if you take some parameters, still be 15, 20 parameters. I said, I can tell you, if anybody ticks all this, doesn't mean he's successful. There are hundreds of people who will be successful by putting that parameter. I said, success is only when you succeed, you look back to say how you succeeded. There is no formula of success. Only one thing is that you should be passionate with what you do, and you should enjoy what you do. Because when you enjoy what you do, you're not working. That drives you. A lot of people ask me, I sometimes give official appointments at 11 o'clock as the MD of the bank or some of the businesses. I said, no problem, because you want to sit for 1 hour, you won't sometimes get in during the day. So figure out a way, whether you want to do chemical business or hiring business, you should like what you do. Figure out a way and get in that, and sky's the limit. There is nothing to worry. You will succeed. Thank you very much.
What a wonderful insight from a global person who built billions of dollar company. Can't you think that we are so fortunate that we are listening from all continents together on one stage? Which platform is giving this kind of experience and exposure for all of you? So it's if one point you can catch today, the whole gist in history, do whatever you want. That's it.